Welcome viewers, Glaurung here, bringing you some Rome Total War. So today I will be beginning the Imperial campaign, but I will be doing the short campaign, which means that you only need 15 provinces rather than 50. And the reason I'm doing that on my last playthrough of Rome Total War on this channel, I tried to do a full campaign. After you take like 30 cities or something, it just gets so repetitive and boring. I don't know why I did full campaign the first time. So I'll be doing a short campaign as the Gauls, which does actually mean that I have to destroy the House of Julii and SPQR, which should be a bit of a challenge, because as a barbarian I have much weaker units than the Romans, especially in the late game. I'll be playing on medium difficulty, because I haven't played this game in all that long, and also, as I said, I'm playing a barbarian, which tends to be more difficult. And no battle time limit, because I never like having time limits on anything.
Before my grandfather's grandfather was born, this was our land. These are good places. Our gods live here, in the trees and rivers. They watch over us. We are happy. We hunt. We love. We have families, homes, a good life. But sometimes we must fight. The Romans disturb the gods. They burn the forests. They take what is ours, wives, children, land. And the Romans talk of how they will help us and protect us. They put us to sleep with golden promises. When we wake, all we had is gone, stolen.
What did the Romans ever do for us?
They take our sons and turn them into little Romans.
Well, yes, but aside from that...
So we fight to keep what is ours. What must stay ours. There can be no peace. No peace with Romans, men of stone and iron and lies. There can be only war.
I like the Romans. Well, suppose I don't now, but normally I do. The not Gallic me likes the Romans. And so I start out with, let's see, how many cities? Whoa, is my mouse sensitivity low? That feels so weird. Wow. Is there even an option for that? Okay, well, guess I'll be getting used to this feeling forever. And so I think the largest town I start with, let's see, where's my capital? Wow, I have Numantia? It's surprisingly far away. Seems like that should be held by the Iberians, or I forget what the Spaniards are called. Spanish barbarians. So where's my largest city? Looks like Numantia, maybe? Do I have anything larger than 3,000? I have 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, going once. Oh, sold to the man in the Elysian city with 3,400. So, first thing you always want to do is raise taxes, naturally. And start building my shrines. Who's the best god? I do like public order bonus. But I think in one city I do want Abnoba, because I like having upgrades. Or actually maybe Epina. Wait, what's the difference between Epina and Tuteus? Oh, that's right. I think one of them lets you build druids. But I don't remember which is which, so I'll build Tuteus here and Epina somewhere else. Yeah. Because I don't remember which one gives you the ability to train druids, and druids are pretty good. So, probably worth the time. And I also want to have one for Abnoba, just in case Abnoba is the one that lets you train druids, but I don't think it is. Wonder if I could get a clue by... get a clue. If there's, like, a hint in here, in the description. Let's see. Horses doesn't really seem like the one who would be a druid, but also training of warriors. All people need to be inspired, yeah, so it's probably Tuteus that lets me build druids. But I do want to be safe, and everywhere else I'm just gonna get Isis, because I like being able to have large cities without having any revolt risk, or, with high public order. Oh, whoops. Forgot to raise taxes. How could I do such a thing? We must bury the people under a crushing load, or else they'll have too much free time and revolt against us. That strategy's worked so well, historically. I don't know, worked for the Sun King. And also build mines here, because mines are nice guaranteed income. And that's all the money I have, actually, so I might want to do something else. No, I'll just... yeah. I suppose I have to build something next turn anyway, so I'm not losing any money. And start building an army worthy of Mordor. I mean, what? Start putting together an army by taking some troops from everywhere. Is this my only navy? Or do I have one in the Mediterranean? Looks like that's my only navy. So, I might want to put together two armies as soon as possible. Vindex, he's very good at cleaning windows. So I already have two small-ish armies, and I don't have enough family members for every town. I do like to have a governor in every town, if possible. Let's see. This guy has decent command, and probably better command than this guy. Yeah. While this guy has much higher management, that's excellent, because that way I can send my, the guy who has good management to Patavium, which does need a governor, and then I can send the guy who has good command over to join up with the army, take his troops, and whatever we can spare from here, which probably won't be much, but I'm guessing we can get at least 1 or 2 war bands. And move over as far as we can, while still staying in range of the war bands. And that... wait, that didn't lower public order at all? Really? Oh, because it's such a small town that all you need is 1 war band, it looks like. Okay, slightly more than 1, but not very it doesn't need very much. In fact, I should probably start building peasants. I do want to save money in the early game because I can't afford, like, save money for buildings, because I'm not sure I'll be able to build a building in every every city or town I have right now, next turn. And take the druids, of course, because I definitely want them. They're very powerful. And cavalry is good, even though we're barbarians, so it seems like we'd be sort of prejudiced against cavalry or something. But I certainly like cavalry. And see how much more we can take without dropping public order too low. Captain Buddy? That's an interesting name. Looks like we can take almost everything. And that drops the garrison significantly by 50%. But since I have a very high influence faction leader, although he is fairly old. He's probably going to die within the next 10 years, unfortunately. So, mixed feelings about him. But I don't have to worry about him dying just yet. Whoops, I did not mean for him to move there. How much stuff can we take away from you guys before you revolt? The question of every... the driving question of every dictator in history. I suppose I'm not really a dictator, I'm more of a monarch. I don't know. Who would have ruled the barbarians? I don't think they were that organized. They had, like, different kings for each. They would have had different kings for each of these towns. There's no overarching Gallic king. Oh, Massilia. I should reconquer that. Actually, I don't know if it was ever mine, but... because rebels are kind of a generic term. I think they can also refer to just, like, people groups that aren't really represented by any of the major factions. So, might just be like a different type of barbarian. And I think I outnumber them, so... yeah, they only have 3 units. Whoa, hoplites? Wait, they're Greeks in the middle of France? That sounds like it has a really interesting story, because, I mean, I'm sure that's based on some historical group. That sounds really cool. But yeah, so I'm not sure I'll want to attack them directly. Oh boy. Lots of buildings. But I will probably want to, I do want to siege them because they can't beat me if they attack. So at least this way the siege counter ticks down slowly. And I really do not have much money, so I'm going to try to build things that A, are cheap, and B, give me money. Like traders. You are a traitor and a thief! Ports are also good. Relatively cheap. Megillanium. You are so close to a lot of mountains and difficult terrain that I think I'm going to want to build a roads, which makes perfect sense. Doesn't in this game. But, because A, it gives me money from trade, and B, it will make, movement much easier. Numantia, you do need a little bit more public order, but I think I can wait on that, probably. So I'll just build you a port. And Lemonum, however you pronounce it. Trader, because it's cheap again. Condit Retinum. Wonder what that means. Still trader. It'll pay itself back eventually. Even if it doesn't pay back within a very quick time span. Also, I should be able to get a couple of peasants for every small town. Those 3, I feel comfortable leaving with only a peasant guard. Megillanium and Patavium. Well, I think I'm okay with taking out Megillanium's guard, but I will want a moderate army in Patavium, because obviously peasants are not very good at actually defending anything. So I might end up... ooh, that's... maybe they'll attack. That would be bad for me. So if it does end up under attack, I would want to make sure that I have an army somewhere that's able to deal with the rebellion, or attack, rather. Is there anywhere that's not building? You still have 80% garrison, so you should probably only need, like, 2 peasants. And then I might even be able to send you guys out on a war of conquest. Okay, so the only things that's not producing peasants is Patavium, And I'm down to no money again. Surprise, surprise. Ooh, strongest faction? Really? That's weird. Don't usually think of, ooh, Rebel Town. Don't usually think of barbarians as the strongest faction. But I guess I start out rather large. Wait, they're giving me map information without demanding it in return? Well, that'd be kind of stupid to not accept. Is there anything you can do? Like, alliance? Something? Oops, did not mean to demand an attack. Okay. Yeah, kinda doubted that, because I'm sure that they plan to attack me, which generally alliances aren't too much of a deterrence to attacking someone anyways, but maybe it would. Wait, that was the Julii faction, right? Yeah, Sextus Antio. So I should be able to still get trade rights with SPQR, and actually, might as well ask for map information. I doubt they'll give it to me, but it was worth a try. Thank you. Wow, this guy has a lot of influence. I don't think influence does anything, because I think it, in this case, because I think that all influence does is increases the likelihood that the other party will accept your proposal, and obviously since I'm a human, it's just up to me. I wonder why these are cheaper in some places than others. Is it because one of the buildings I have here? Because, like, this only costs 720, whereas elsewhere it costs 800. Oh, I wonder if it has to do with this guy's management skill. I never noticed that before. Huh. Usually I don't pay much attention to how much something costs, because I'm usually rolling in cash. Try to get the shrines to Epina, Tuteus, and Ebnoba, I think, was the third one, up relatively soon. I would like to be able to have a leader for this army, a general, but I can't spare Brennus, my faction leader, right now, I don't think. 'Cause, no, just barely. Kind of dangerous to have your faction leader move out completely on his own and undefended, but, why not? I doubt that anybody's going to attack me in the middle of my territory. And now that the peasants have come in, I can move the actual troops out. Speaking of which, how close are we to being able? Not even close. One peasant is 25% of the garrison, so I need at least 3 peasants. But that's not all that bad. Means next turn I should probably be able to move out, and then the turn after that they'll have excellent public order. Here, oh, you know what? I wonder if I could take this warband too. How much is that terrible? 20%, so I would need 4 barbarian peasants in total. And there'll be a turn where it's at 75% public order, but next turn it should go up to 95 or 100. So, it shouldn't revolt this turn, because it's still in the blue. And here, yeah, everything's good. Patavium, I'll have you recruit more warbands. I'd like to get some better troops, but I can't really do that anywhere except my capital right now. So, yeah. And watches the Julii declare war on me for no reason whatsoever. I'm sure within the next turn or two. the Rome Total War AI doesn't tend to put much value on having... Oh, sure, I'll take your map information. On having good relations with its neighbors. Like, sure, we've been allied with you for the last 60 years, but now we're gonna declare war on you for no reason just because one province looks weak, even though you have 6 times our army. Looks like all the traders are coming in, so I can start building my shrines, or sacred groves. Here, Abnoba, that's the other one. Yeah, missile weapons. So, one of these guys is going to give me druids at some point. And in Numantia, ooh, the oh, they're just called Spanish. What's the faction name? Spain, though? Iberia? I don't know. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Numantia. Here, I do need more public order, or at least I would like more public order. So, Tavern gives me a small amount, but the Sacred Grove of Isis gives me twice as much. And Lemonum, you can start growing, because I want to get you to the next level as soon as possible. As soon as reasonably possible, anyways. Content Redinum. Content Reddit. Narbo Martius, you finished your mine, so you can start working on growing. Because the faster you grow, the more money I make. We're not actually at war with the Spanish right now, but I'm sure we will be very soon. So, block their way, make them unhappy. Should I lower taxes? Nah. Why would I ever do a silly thing like that? Once I get this last peasant battalion out, I wonder what... I still don't know what affects corruption, unrest, or, devastation, which is, like, somewhere on here. But once I get this last peasant battalion out, that should bring it back up to, like, 85 or 90%, and with the Sacred Grove of Isis, that'll be just fine. They won't revolt after one turn of 70% public order, so it's not a good thing, but it's acceptable. Acceptable losses. Anybody who says that phrase is automatically evil. And next turn, I might assault, although actually it's only 2 turns anyways, so hardly any point. Kind of want to bribe this army off, but I probably can't afford it. Yeah. Well, that's too bad. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this army away, but once yeah, actually, I think I will assault the town, so I want to build some more rams, because it never hurts. And... yep, looks good. Oh wait, you guys have to move somewhere. You can join up with this slightly weaker army, which actually is about to contain my faction leader, so it's not really that much weaker. Even though it's like half the size, but the troops will fight twice as well, so... rather evens out. Okay, I definitely want more troops, because it's pretty obvious that the Julii are going to declare war on me very, very soon. Maybe even this turn. Really, they haven't yet. But I'm sure they will. It's only a matter of time. Okay, you can do a better than a 0, 0, 0 everything. Nothing. 0, 0, 0 everything nothing. That was the most coherent sentence I've ever composed. I do also technically have a mod in Rome Total War, which, I mean, it's not really a mod, because technically I did the editing myself, but I just changed it so that I can actually destroy my farms. In the base game, you're not allowed to, which doesn't make any sense and causes lots of problems, and basically just means that it's not worth building farms because your cities get too large. But hey, Captain Spurious. Gonna make a spurious claim. I don't know how expensive you are, but it's 1 unit. I mean, I don't know how good you are, so I doubt that that's worth it. Might be, but probably not. Ooh, I can spy on a spy. Spyception.
Orders. Move. Out of move.
Get you guys into the main army,
Orders. Forward.
or closer to the main army. And I think all that's left is to assault Massilia. But for that, you're gonna have to wait for the next episode. So, thank you all for watching, and see you next video. Bye!